do, boo boo? We back. We back. We are back with the AI Lounge for business builders, bro. We're in the studio this time though. I know last time we just wanted to go, so we were in different places. We're in the studio. It's gonna look like we're in different places, but we're not. L3 Media hosting it, and we're gonna make it happen more often here. What's up, B?
Oh, what's going on, dude? Yeah, it looks like I'm in your little dungeon that you're holding me captive to be here. You've got the nice, like, yeah, we are touched. If you can speak so they can see you. Yeah, there you go. We're that.
And we, you know, what we gotta do. We gotta make a scene that has like split screen.
Both of
That's
us.
the next one.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Yeah, thanks for having me in here. This is I think a really fun way to do it. Obviously, we're just kind of shooting from the hip a little bit.
Yeah.
Spend a little bit of time trying to get the studio set up. And hopefully we are going to be able to help people understand AI a little bit more. And if you want to kind of go over the intent behind all this kind of stuff and what we're doing and why we're doing it, and then we can dive in.
Yeah. So Brian and I have been working. What's that?
Sorry.
Oh God. We're getting weird now. For a while, and we were always trying to kind of figure out how we could join forces. Brian has been at a super high level and is at a super high level as far as using AI for businesses. I obviously own a business, but very well versed in technology and wanted to figure out how we could do this. And now, with all the updates in the last 4 months, it finally makes sense. And so, but one of the things that we discussed was like, bro, we should just start live streaming and like really show you guys what it looks like for a small business owner to use AI and to like not be overwhelmed by it, because it can be very easy to be overwhelmed. And I think that's something we all hear a lot of people talk about is like, you know how to talk to chat, but like actually implementing stuff with it can sometimes seem like troublesome or just like you talked about earlier with like the whole document thing. It's like they have chat make them these, I talked about it as like these 12-page documents of information. And I'm like, I don't have time to read this 12-page, let alone then try and figure out how to implement it.
Yeah, like a lot of AI slop or like whatever that comes out of
slop.
it. Yeah, that's the industry term. Right? AI slop. Yeah, there's weird terms that are coming out. I think that'll start to become part of the vernacular of like vibe coding is a thing, and everything's now down to like vibes. So like they have vibe marketing, vibe coding, vibe, where you're just kind of going by how you feel like things are working. Like in coding, the vibe coding thing is you're not writing the code anymore. Like, how do you know if it works? It's just based on like vibes, and you're just like, I bet that's also where I go a little bit deeper on it. But yeah, I mean, I think to me, the biggest jump, we talked about this last time, was like that the new models that just came out and the new, what we call like model harnesses are I think a lot easier to use. So there's tools that you can just download now versus, for us, we were installing, at pretty much more difficult level of getting your computer set up to run them and how it all works. And now you can kind of double click and install and get AI working and get agents up and running for your business. And, I think just one little like caveat as we dive into this, if anyone's like following the industry right now, there's a lot of fear also right now in what's going on. And if you're following, like a lot of like AI researchers are like leaving the big companies, and the like top people are bleeding out. One guy left to go to like, I don't know where, somewhere in Europe now, and he's gonna get into poetry. He's like, it was an top AI researcher.
Poetry.
Yeah. I can find the article about it, but like, like, and they're just kind of like, this is going to be a really crazy year. 2026 is going to be absolutely insane. 2025 was really insane for people in the industry. Now 2026 it's like going to be insane for kind of everybody else as we start to get on board. And then 2027 is where things will start to get really weird, probably. And I'm here to talk about all that stuff. So like, there's the cool stuff that we can use, and that I think what I'm trying to do, personally, is get this out there and get this in the hands of more people to start leveraging this kind of stuff, and then hopefully get ahead of all of the kind of chaos and calamity that's going to come from the implementation of all these things. And we've talked about it before. It's like, there's people who are going to lose their jobs.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's with every, revolution, that just happens.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And like the way that I've looked at it is like, okay, you see like a 10,000 person org drop down to 1,000 people. So then I see it's like, they're able to maybe squeeze a 10x out of, each person. And so I see it the opposite. Like I mean, I just love small businesses, and I work with, like, my career has been working with really large companies, and worked in the AI industry for a very, very large AI company, and our budgets are huge, and we're talking about millions of dollars in spend and things like that. But I've always thought that this can be a really great, like, equalizing moment, where if you can kind of capture it, like, you can start to be more powerful. And, like, so take you as an entrepreneur and a business builder, like, you can now be as powerful as 10 people. And then we kind of keep tuning it in place. Now you're as powerful as 20, 50, 100, 1,000. Your output and your throughput for you can get a lot closer to, like, moving at your speed of thought.
Yeah.
Which also I've warned people, is like good or bad. Like, there's some inherent, like, value in that. Like, some stuff takes a while, and now it's
it makes you pause for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you think about what you should be doing, or should I be going this route, and but yeah, now it's like kind of at your own whimsy, right? Of like what you want to be able to do. But I also feel like, there's a lot of things that you have to do when you're starting a business and running a business, and entrepreneurship is very hard. And I actually think that we're going to have a resurgence of entrepreneurism, like, right now. And a lot more people will try to start businesses. It's much more feasible at this point to do it, and get ahead of, like I said, ahead of this, like, trend that's coming, and hopefully, get, like, multiple streams of income up and running, and get, like, more secured, or at least understand AI if you want to be an implementer of AI, or if you want to be just leveraging it yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about, that stuff. But like I said, there's all kinds of, like, not so great stuff that's coming, and I can talk about all that stuff too. And I was in the city the other night with a bunch of friends from, like, Google, and we were at a bar, and one guy was like, obviously we descended into, like, started off the day, the chats with, like, all the really exciting stuff. And by the end of it, it was like, guys, like, okay, we're not talking about the end of the world. I think this is my time to go catch a ferry. Go home.
I'm cool. I'm cool here.
Yeah.
What's up, P? Appreciate you, bro. For those of you who don't know, go follow Diabetes Kitchen. All right, my man Percy is the juice master.
Was that Percy
of the world? Yeah, it's Percy. Diabetes.
Percy?
So Diabetes is his YouTube channel that he built, man.
Okay.
And
what is Dia?
He kills it. So diabetic.
Okay.
So
diabetic diabetes. I got
correct. So yeah, so Percy was diabetic, and he was like, I got to make a change in my life. And then he met a friend of his, Andrea, who, like, showed him how to use herbs and like get healthy. And so he literally pretty much reversed his diabetes without any medication.
Yeah.
And doesn't take any medication. And so, but that was all juicing. So he calls it Dia, as in diabetes, and then he's a beast, and then kitchen. And so but he's a perfect example of how you take, like, your story, and then you monetize it. So, like, he wasn't even trying to. He just was making videos, like, trying to show people, like, this is how you make drinks and all that type of stuff. And people he got an affiliate link for the juicer and made like 20 grand.
Oh, wow.
I mean, yeah, because people saw they saw it, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, shout out to P.
Yeah, dude.
Another member of L3 Media family.
Very cool.
So one of the things, as far as, like, what you were talking about implementation is, I think we've reached this point now where, like, everybody, like, knows AI is cool. And now, and like we talked about, like, they have, like, this slop that they've been given. I mean, even me, like, I was going through my documents the other day, and I was like, God, there's just so much, just like, I was just, like, deleting the stuff. I was like, never going to use that. Never going to use that. This isn't a lot, all that.
You mean like in a document it produced for you or something?
Yeah. Like a folder where, I thought I was going to change the entire way that I operated. And what I realized, like, this is cool and all, but, and it gave me, like, some good concepts.
Yeah.
But as far as implementation, right, like, it was going to cause a lot more work. And I think that's where we now reach this place where it's like, now it does stuff for us. Like I was telling you guys, as I, like, redid both of our websites within the last.
We should definitely do a live review
within
of your website.
That's
so that's actually my background is in the web.
Yeah, I know. I figured you like that.
I worked 20 years as full stack web developer and was the webmaster for the AI company I worked for.
And I told it not to make it so damn simple. I was like, look, these are cool and all. You've done a great job, but like, I need this to look a little bit better.
Yeah. I mean, I can give you really good actionable feedback. And this is like currently I see like AI as a great augmenter of like your skill set, but it still takes that like person to know. And I've taught you, I think a few times, talked about like the LIFT framework, which I can bring up again.
Yes. We should do that. I was trying to think of it, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna see you later anyways. Like it'd be cool to do it online.
Yeah. And talk
and like, and tell it to like, hey, does it all meet that? I don't know. If you want, JC, you can share if you want to share my screen. So shout out to JC. Say hey to the people, man.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
So JC's in the background doing the ones and twos. Oh, shout out to Terry, my guy, Entrepreneur XP. What it do, boo boo. But yeah, no. So Percy, I feel like I call him every day. Terry too.
You got P and T.
I feel like I talk to P&T, and I'm just like, check this shit out. Like what? So
I know. Yeah, getting these tools into hands of people like that, like, I don't know, man. It's just cool.
Yeah,
it's just cool.
So Terry was making this like really funny. I think you need to bring it back, Terry, if you haven't already. But he was doing this like really funny series of him carrying around this giant bear that's like the size of a human.
Okay,
but he put a paper on the face that was the OpenAI symbol. And he was like, just going to hang out with my best friend. And he's like going to hotels and shit. But it was like because he talks to his chat. Some like his chat helps him like talk through like just like we talked about, right? And you were like, no, man, like chat helps me like talk through a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so
remember that was a huge unlock for you, like, oh,
it made sense.
These things. Yeah. And
like, I had like kind of done that, but like no, it made a little bit more sense.
I see Percy saying in chat here that the AI just enhances what you're currently doing. He loves it. I actually think it can go beyond. We can dive into this a little bit as we go, but like more than what you're doing now, it could amplify and give you, things that you weren't doing before that you could now actually do.
Yeah.
Right. But again, it takes that subject matter expertise, right? So like we use it for coding, and if I'm asking it to like produce like a document of like, okay, I'm building this product, it'll and it thinks too much about scaling it, and it's like, oh, we're gonna have millions of users, so we need to like do all this like stuff and redundancies and backups and blah blah. Like, I just need some shit built, and it's like, well, we need to make it so that it responds within 25 milliseconds and blah blah blah. And you're like, nah, not really, not right now. It does that kind of slop.
Well, that's what you were talking to. Was that what you were talking to Steven about last night?
What were we talking about?
He was like, where you were like, there's this weird thing where if it's too fast,
skeleton loading.
Yeah.
That's something a little bit different, but it's an interesting thing. And so one of the guys, we run a Discord server for anybody who's trying to like dive into AI at any level. I've taken people who literally struggle with like cut, copy, paste, and turn them into like these like building apps and stuff. And it really depends on what you want to do with it. Not everybody wants to build apps, and you don't necessarily need to use AI for that. But a lot of the guys are, and we have an iMessage group outside of that, which unfortunately some of the guys that are in the Discord have Androids, which is like just so lame that we can't add them to the group. But
whack.
So he was building an application, and basically really kind of advanced stuff, which is really cool. But he's building a thing for he lives in Hawaii, and he's building a place where you can talk to an AI agent, and ask like, what should I do in Hawaii? He's paired that up with all the tour companies that are there that will pay him anywhere between 30 to 50% if you drive leads to them.
Oh, that's what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then I was teaching him about this concept called adaptive UI, which is how I think a lot of this technology is going to start coming out and being easier. Like we are really going to see a completely different way that like software and technology are integrated into our lives.
Yeah.
Screens and a lot of stuff is going to start kind of falling away to the wayside. We're not going to be so like laser focused, and Cam and I before this were just talking about how cool it is that we use some of these tools that allows us to be remote into our computers and stuff. So we're not like stuck in an office somewhere now, which is
my life.
Right. Yeah. It's crazy. So anyways, he built an app. Essentially what it does is it pulls in a bunch of like UI components, like UI into a interface. So if you ask for like, hey, this is what should I do in Hawaii? I like these kinds of things. it will on the fly build this like really rich experience, and it like fills out all the data. But he was doing it in a way that was like spinning, and then you waited for a while and it came in. But there's ways that you can do, like, it's called a skeleton loader, which is it just kind of shows some stuff as it's loading in. And then this is really cool about this group is I have like senior level engineers that are in here who've been building shit forever, and then people who have like learning these concepts for the very first time. And so we're all kind of chiming in together. And he was like, oh, you should be streaming in and chunking in your thing, so like a user's not sitting there waiting forever, right? And then that's where the concept I was talking about is, and he actually experienced it, this is my friend who did this before, is like, if your content loads too quickly, people like, if I'm doing a query for something, like what's the best place in Hawaii to get boba or something like that, right? Or like I want to do like snorkeling adventures or whatever, and it just pops it in. They don't think that like computation has like happened, and they just don't trust that it's there. So
they just assume that you just like gave it to them.
Yeah. Now we were going on a concept of like user perceived loading times are really what matters versus actual loading times, which is all very interesting stuff. But
for sure. All right. Yeah. So change it to my screen. So this is so to talk about like the whole website thing, right? Is like, so this is what my website used to look like.
This is Wix.
This is Wix. This is on Wix. Okay. Built by my really good friend. She always does she does an amazing job. She's super fast.
This is what it looked like before. This is the current version.
This is what it looked like before. This is the previous version that my friend built. And so I liked it. But I just felt like I wanted something that was it was a little bit just better. And unfortunately, realistically.
What would you say? Because better can be pretty
subjective.
I mean,
I didn't feel like we did a good job, and not her. I feel like we, at that time when she built it for us, we didn't do a good enough job of like telling her about the business plan, like what we could offer. Services have changed, so like there's things have evolved, and so like this was really good as when we first needed it. It no longer suits what we need it for now.
Oh, that's a really good point. I mean, I think. Right. The traditional way of doing things is that you would hire somebody to go build some, even these drag and drop editors like Wix or others are like you got to kind of learn the nuances of those platforms. But now you can come in and say, my business has evolved, and your systems can evolve with you, because what's probably also changing under the hood is not just your website, right? It's probably some operational things.
Operations, services. I mean, pricing. I mean, links have changed, right? And so, and but it costs money. I would never expect like, hey, I need you now to do a complete overhaul of this website. No, like that costs money. That's that person's time. And so now, and not to mention, it's like I'm not slave now to somebody else's schedule.
Correct.
So it's like, so I was like, so you guys told me like, yo, we could do this, like, or we've done this with. And I was like, all right, let me give it a shot. And so, I did have it review the current site, because I was like, hey, this is like kind of what it used to be. Time to change, right? And so but yeah, I mean, it has all this stuff in here, and like I said, it worked really well for what it was. And then so here's all the different pages it had, right? I mean, just like,
JC, you might, if you can, is it easy for you to move Cam's face to the bottom right corner at all? So because we're covering up some stuff here.
If you go to the bottom, JC, and open up Rodecaster, it's one of the applications. Go to the bottom of the screen. There you go. Nope. There you go.
Rodecaster. This is so cool. I love doing this in the studio.
Click there. At the top. Yep. And then click on Scene Builder. And then click on whichever scene. Yep. So on the right hand side, you got to click on whichever it is. Yeah. Camera 3. Or the camera 1. Yeah. You're right. There you go.
Nah, bottom right, I think, is probably the best spot. Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Cool. So very cool. Love it.
Thank you, JC. You're the man. Go follow him on Twitch.
JC is a we'll get into his background, but former Fortnite pro.
For sure. We have 8 people on, by the way, Brian.
What's up?
So
if you're in here, you have a question, just shoot it in here, and we'll go off of.
Not even a question, guys. Tell us where you're at. Tell us who you are. I see Terry and Percy. What's up, my guys? Who else in here wants to get a shout out? Because I know everybody's story. So
All right, yeah, sorry. So you continue.
So this was all, because as you know, as a web developer, there's like all the different pages. You have to build all that stuff out, right? And so comprehensive, and like I said, great for what we needed in that moment. And I'm not a web guy, like I'm not building this shit. So anyways, fast forward, so I'll open up my Claude. So and I didn't even use Claude Code, I used Claude Cowork.
Yep.
And honestly, just off of that update that they just did, it has been so much better with handling like the high level UI. So oh hey, Mr. G Davis, my man. I love you, bro.
You do need a shout out. I don't need a shout out. You need a shout out.
Glenn Davis, my business partner, my broski, my man with the plan. All right.
Hey, real quick, before we dive in a little deeper, JC, is there a way to we can actually
you can click on it.
You can click, so then other people, because some people are tuning in from like these different platforms, and they're not able to see the chat amongst each other. I think there's a way for you to show it on
stream.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, just toggle the show on stream thing at the top, right?
Yeah.
You see that, JC? Yeah. Up above. There. Wait,
to the right.
To the right.
Use your eyes, young Padawan.
Left,
nope. To the left. Right.
Down,
see
up,
see
down.
There. Oh, you're so close.
There you go. You got it. There you go.
Oh, you got to change the background.
You can put it over.
So people can like see it.
Or you can probably rearrange it. Okay. Anyways,
we'll figure it out. We're like, you guys, we are really not trying to overthink this. We like have the information. We want to give you guys the information. Correct. So we appreciate you guys clunking along a little bit with us. But we got our man on the ones and twos, Mr. JC, who's a pro with us. Miles Weber, big guy. Heather, I'm sure it's Heather and Miles. So they are the hosts of the Two Tired Parents podcast and the My Wife Loves Wrestling podcast. They are not only clients of the studio, but they are friends and partners of ours. Okay. Miles is an amazing comedian. Go check out his special on Amazon Prime. And we are going to help them be shooting a new special here this year. And so we're really excited about that.
Oh yeah. I also saw somebody here, I believe that's Terry, right? Says he really likes AI, but he doesn't think he has a true understanding of how to make it work for him as an entrepreneur, which is I think kind of the mission here behind this is a lot of people come to me and they're like, I just need like a starting point, like an AI 101, like where do I jump off from? And so far, I mean, kind of the answer is like there's really not a starting point. You just kind of have to like dive in and like figure out, because it's really customized. Like kind of have to know people, like know exactly what your business is or like what it is that you can do with AI that we can, but I'm hoping this starts giving people examples and just kind of like getting them to think about, these things, and then try to implement them or come to us to help you implement it or whatever.
I'm your average. Well, I won't say average because I'm pretty dope, but like I said, like I'm good with technology because I was very fortunate, but like, I didn't necessarily know how to use any of this stuff really any more than kind of like the average person. But I'm fortunate enough. I have Brian and JC and now like the Discord, and I'm fortunate enough to have an iPhone, so I get to be in the group chat, and it's like so cool to see like what's possible. And so I'll show you guys this. This is my Claude interface, right? Brian hooked me up with this. Him and the team in the Discord helped me set this up, right? And that's even evolved once again in the 3 weeks a month I think that you guys showed me. And so on this, there's kind of 3 different options, and I won't go into the features. I just kind of want to give you guys a synopsis. So like chat, this is like the general chat that you guys use on your phone. Same thing with like Chat GPT, right? Like this one is like universal. If I do it on my computer, it's going to go to my phone.
The chat,
the chat though. In this right here, you'll see it says Cowork. This is really where like you start connecting those tools, like your Gmail, your Outlook, all this is where all the tools and skills like associated with being productive can happen. And like even right down here, you'll see like plugins and there's all these different things, right? this is where I do like 90% of what I'm doing in Claude right now. Now, Claude Code, what Brian and his team are really working out of, like, this is, I don't know if you want to like give us a short synopsis of like why Claude Code is so like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of started with Claude Code. This whole like kind of revolution of all of this stuff.
Yeah.
It gives an LLM, which in this case is Claude, access to your computer. And it runs code to do stuff. So we use it to build, right? So it's actually running it, like we're building apps with it, we're doing other things, but then people started like, oh, it can organize my downloads folder for me because it has access to like the downloads,
My
right?
mom's on.
What's up, mom?
It's okay, mom. Don't be scared. Your son knows things and has friends. There's my wife. Call me Net. There's my boo. Hey,
This
girl.
scares the big Jesus.
Terry
out of
says
me.
he needs in on the group chat.
All right, man. We'll get you in. We'll get you in. Yeah.
Two G's.
Yeah. I'd like to know what is that your mom who says it scares the bejesus out of her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I'd like to know. We can talk. Like I said, I'm comfortable talking about that stuff too. But
mom, what scares you? Drop it in the chat.
Yeah. So yeah, Claude Code was kind of cool. Everybody started switching over to this. Right now, the biggest shift is like everybody's trying to figure out programming. That's like the biggest thing because with code, everything kind of cascades out of that.
Correct.
So all of the big AI companies right now, that's like the winner, especially that's where all the money's being made because all these programmers will switch over to these.
Yeah.
And then Cowork came along, and actually what you're using in Claude Code, you know, is again why I like to do this because it's all very confusing. Actually, it's like how we use Claude Code. We're not using it in the interface that you're using it in. We're using it in the terminal,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
Which is like,
here, I'll show you. I opened up terminal on my screen, JC, if you want to show mine real quick. So terminal is that thing that you guys used to see in all those hacker movies.
Yep.
And the Matrix.
Yeah.
So they're working out of this. Like you guys can see the difference, right? Like this is very like user, like, you know, average user friendly, right? Whereas this is like you have to you got to know what you're doing a little bit more. Yeah. Not too much. And I was actually able to get a lot of people up and running with that. You do Cowork in this one?
It's not /Claude. It's just Claude itself.
You're fucking Claude, bro.
Yeah. There you go. Boom.
So Claude, but is this?
No, it's just Claude Code here, right?
Got it.
And then yeah, you actually just gave it access to like your entire computer, which okay.
YOLO.
Yeah. A lot of people are YOLOing this. I used to be a lot more restrictive and be like, definitely don't do it. But like a lot of people are doing this now. So
I mean,
and having some really good success with
it.
So
I mean, organized, like, so for those of you that have like,
what's up, Vanish?
Oh, who's that?
That's
oh, JC. What's up, Vanish? I don't know you, but nice to meet you in the chat, my man. I appreciate you being here. My mom said I love AI, but giving it access to all of my information
like
scares
you just
me.
Did.
Like I did. Right? on screen.
Yeah.
I love it. Tyrone said hi, mom. But yeah, I mean, like I had files, you know, when you first log into Claude, it's like, give me a task. And it's like, would you like me to organize some files? And I was like, hey, I need you to not only read these documents, but I want you to then organize them in a fashion that like makes operational sense for my business.
Yeah.
And then the ones that don't make any more sense, put them in a folder that says like ready for deletion.
Yep. Yeah. And so what we were doing is, I mean, essentially when you open up Claude Code here and in this hacker mode here, if you want to slide it off, so we're not covered up on chat there.
Oh, sorry.
But you're really just kind of getting that chat experience right inside of the terminal, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty powerful, right? So it's got access to like everything at this point.
Okay.
We're in a Mac environment, and Apple does a really good job of like sandboxing it in a really strict way of like getting things access. But in Claude Code, you can still, they just try to keep making it easier and easier for people to get onboarded onto it. So the desktop version that you're using is pretty decent, but we have more control when we're operating out of the terminal ourselves.
For sure.
It's kind of frustrating actually, and I don't really like the way that this is working, but there are capabilities that are not that don't cascade across the entire like thing. So I know you set up skills, but I actually wasn't sure if you were able to get that set up in the desktop or if you were able to, because we use it through the terminal, use skills that way.
No, you guys haven't shown me that yet.
Yeah.
So
how did you set up a skill then?
I set it up in Cowork.
Oh, Cowork skill. Okay.
Which I guess technically wouldn't Claude Code then have access to it?
No.
Okay.
So
that's the other thing that sucks, right? It's like and I think that's where like, so when you showed me Claude Code, I just worked out of Claude Code, and I was like, connect MCPs, figure out backend solutions. But like I was telling you, it was like kind of clunky. Like it would say the MCP was global, but then it wasn't. And so, anyways, but then Chaz, our boy Chaz, love him to death because like me, like I like get really excited and I just like run with the first piece of information I remember, which is Claude Code Go. Whereas Chaz actually listened to you a little bit better. It was like Cowork is probably where you'll do most of your things right now. And so he went really down the rabbit hole of Cowork. And so I'm like talking to him and he said, oh yeah, I do this, this, and this. And I was like, man, I can't get mine to do that. And he's like, I just do it in Cowork.
Yeah. And Cowork, again, it's like weird, but like Cowork is what we call like a wrapper, right? Of a wrapper of Claude Code. It's just like, you know, there's like, it gets super nuanced. So not to go down too far down the rabbit hole, but like, it's kind of, let's just call it tuned, right? Like, correct, so Claude Code is tuned more towards code versus Cowork is more tuned towards like tasks,
like productivity and tasks,
like doing things. And so what an agent is at the end of the day, which is what all of these are, is just like you give AI a task and it will go and figure out what it needs to do to complete that task. Correct. So it's what we'd call like non-deterministic, which non-deterministic means it can be something different every single time. So
I'll show this right here. So this is when it was like,
here, drag it so it's not just covering with the chat, because that's going to be JC. Can you make the chat background like right black or something?
It's right here. It's right here.
Oh, okay. No,
you guys can see it.
Yeah.
Where it says here, I'll do this. If I just put it on the side, it'll be all right. There you go.
Yeah, that's better, JC.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
You can change the background. If you click on it, see where it says composition. Yep.
No.
Oh, never mind. Oh, you can make it smaller. Custom. You could try custom.
If you were rounded, that's probably fine. Yeah. Right.
That is fine. Yeah. That was good. That actually makes kind of the comments a little bit bigger.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Anyways, so as you guys will see on here, this was me going through our website build, which I'll show you guys in a second. But
yeah,
you'll notice here, like, it creates I didn't create this task list per se. Like I told it the things that I wanted to do and it created its own task list.
Right.
And so it was like, all right, cool. To accomplish what the user wants, I need to do these things.
Yep.
And so you'll see it says, fix participant count to 2 people. Cause I had to fix some of the like nuances, right? Like once the overall site was built, it was now like, let me go make sure links work, or like the verbiage is right and whatever. And then it created its own thing. And then what you'll see here is it says Claude Master. This is actually something I learned yesterday. I know you showed it to me with like Claude Code, but I couldn't really figure it out, or at least I didn't try with Cowork. And then I just asked Claude, I said, how do I get the most out of you?
Yeah.
And it was like, you need to set up a filing system in like a dedicated folder. And I said, cool.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And it said, cool, create the master folder and then open up a chat with the master folder.
Yeah.
And then I will now create your filing system so that we can work out of that folder.
Right. Yeah. Bro. I mean, and then there's a whole thing like you're sort of close to like a way of working on this, which is
I just want to make Tyrone proud.
I think my wife, hi Dad, I think this is so interesting. And then she put heart love Eli for my son. He's just born. He's watching
what's up Kobe?
Trying to teach my is he 5 weeks now old son to learn how to use AI.
There you go. So funny enough, Eli is the name of my mom's boyfriend when I was a kid, who like really got me into technology. He used to work at that school, cool. Expression.
I heard of that.
It was like a big school in the Bay Area where like they were teaching like audio, visual, programming, building games, like all that stuff. And like when I was a kid, one of like the coolest memories I have is like on the weekend we went to the school and we played was it Dreamcaster? Was that what it was called? Dreamcast, the console. They put it on this giant like 100-foot by 100-foot projector, and like, as a kid back then, like that was not a normal thing. Like no one had projectors and stuff. But here I am like playing this thing on 100 by 100. It was amazing.
That's cool.
So anyways, that's
awesome.
So I was fortunate about that.
Yeah. I mean, and then we're fortunate now to be alive in this era, and what we're able to pull off. But what you're getting at is it's I guess you can call it the Claude master file, but it's called Claude.md. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Our camera DJ back there is
JC had a little sneezy sneeze.
So Yeah, I mean, it's basically like everything that we're doing comes down to like English, right? And so you're providing, or what we call like natural language, right? So like you're providing a file that's always in there that like AI is going to reference. It gets put into under the hood, under the background every time you like ask it, like these are the rules, these are the things that will always be part of that. And there are strategies, and we're always constantly learning and evolving, and all these strategies are always changing, right? And like what works, what doesn't work. Research labs come out with stuff where like they find certain ways that it works. And so this really is an ever evolving space. And like a lot of the stuff that like maybe we have to work really hard to get something to work today, but in a few months from now, it's really easy, or you don't even think about it anymore. But yeah, so again, kind of go back to the agent thing is, you know, it comes up with its task list and like, I've got to complete this. And it kind of goes through this call like an agentic loop, which is like, it does something, it reflects like, have I completed the task yet? Okay, now I can go check that task off, and it goes through that whole list of things there. So, well, let's take a look at your website. We kind of went down that rabbit hole a little bit, and I'll tear you a new one on. I haven't seen it yet, but I'll show you.
I'm trying to see how many chats I went through. Let's hear, because I went to like brand okay, organized okay. So this is where so I mean, in a retrospect,
3 different chats.
Maybe okay. I've read through the entire unified. Yeah. So what I did. So I asked you this the other day too, which is like a good point. Is like I asked you, do I need to get rid of chat? And Chaz asked me the same thing. He was like, "Hey man,
real quick, Taron, is there any way, JC, you could throw both of our cams up so I noticed that too?
If you do the scene, just make the scene real quick in the Rodecaster app.
Thanks, dude. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, use the app and then build it. So go down. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Boom.
Boom.
Yep, and then build scenes. Click on C.
Mouse pad is so little.
C down. So go down. Click on the C that's above number 3. There you go. All right, now do custom like we did earlier, and then click play. There you go. Stop. Now click on that. Click on the little arrows, and then select input micro camera 1. Yep. And then you got to make mine halvesies.
I see. Interesting.
No. Go now. Just go to the one in the middle on the right.
No. The middle, like
the
handle
on the adjuster handle on the right.
The box on your main screen, dude. No, left. Left. The blue. You see the blue outline? Yeah. Instead of that, go
in the
down.
Middle
down the middle
of mine.
Down.
Go down.
Halfway down
like
the screen.
The middle of the line, bro.
Up. Not a corner. Not, dude. The box. The box in the middle. But you're going to the corners. Go to the middle.
The box in the middle.
You see the box in the middle? There you go. Woo, you got it.
Like, you're telling me box out like this?
Yeah. Wait, but then how does he?
Damn, I wish I set up the BTS camera for this. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. Cam's got a very special setup here that JC's learning on the fly. Cool.
Yep. So you put camera 2.
Boom.
Yep, and then adjust it.
Yeah.
So make it smaller and then adjust. There you go.
Yeah. I didn't do this. There you go, dude.
There we go. See, we believe in you.
Yeah.
There we go.
But now somehow what they're asking for is having my feed up while Cam's talking too. So when we're on the we're sharing our screen. Yeah, there you go. All right. Anyways, while he's digging around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I accidentally. So I talked to that's Brian's.
It's okay.
Brian's?
No.
Mine. So camera 3. There we go. See, you guys get to see it live, man. We're like doing this.
I would probably just make it so that our cameras are like smaller, and then people can see the screen. And
all right,
you
fiddle with that while we talk.
Yeah. Build scenes on the fly.
Anyways,
probably get an agent to do this for us, honestly.
So that's honestly like my neck. Like I don't have it on that computer, but that's the plan.
Yeah.
But anyways, I asked you the other day. I was like, should I be keeping ChatGPT? And you were like, yeah, like they both serve somewhat different, and Chaz actually asked me the same thing. He was like, should I keep it? And so what I did was I used Chat because I've spoken to it more than I have Claude. Like Chat's honestly helped me build a lot of our stuff. And so I was like,
got more history on you.
It's got more history on me. It's got more, context. And so I asked chat to build like a unified document that I could then give to Claude to build out the website.
Got you. Yeah. That's a good way of doing it.
And granted, there were still some things that were not right because I hadn't updated chat on those things, which was fine. And then but once I updated it, it built like this unified document of like, what is Forward Learning Group? What is L3 Media? What is Elevare Global? Here's how they work together.
Yes.
So then once Claude told me how to build the filing system, I put all that into the the documents that it needs to take into consideration.
Yeah.
And at that point, hey, it looks good to me, bro. I'm
Where's
cool
the
with
chat though? Oh yeah.
No, this is just the scene.
Yeah.
Don't close it. Don't close it. Minimize it. Just minimize it. Minimize it. All right, now open up the
Restream.
The Google Chrome.
There you go, dude.
There we
go.
Let's go.
Oh, Brian, look, you're at the Oscars.
So you're with the Oscars, yeah.
There you go. And my mom said you guys are killing me.
Claude, set up the scene. No, literally though, like I mean that's actually one of those things that like we could probably dive into this and figure out a way.
So we could totally do that, like Chaz did it, where
and
once again you say it's like really cool. People just do because it's like what they need in that moment is like he got Claude to set up his OBS.
Yeah.
All the scenes and stuff for him, you know, so he doesn't have to do all this, right? I don't have OBS on this computer because I have the Rodecaster here, but like at home, I did the same thing. I had it set up my Elgato Restream and not me using AI while also watching this chat for the, I like that's my boo. Hers is funny. So funny enough, you remember a while ago where like people were like asking chat to like show me my life. Like based off what I talked to you about, like so not the one that people jested, but like probably about a year ago.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my wife did it and it like showed her like in the Air Force and like
like an image of her.
Like an image, it was like illustration and it was like her like there's computers in the background, all type of shit. Why I type into my shit? And it had me as like this woman holding like all these kids sitting in the living room.
Sounds about right.
And I was like, I barely talked to chat about my kids.
Yeah.
And so anyways, it was funny. But all right,
so kind of going back to that like higher level thing of like ChatGPT versus Claude, right? And like these things. I still use both. And what's kind of cool right now is like they're all fighting for our attention and our usage. And so each one kind of gets better and better and better. And I think we're the winners of that.
Yeah. Because now they're competing to give us the best product because they want our attention. Can I have Brian to make me an AI girlfriend?
Yes. If you want. I mean, yeah.
There's dudes marrying AIs, man.
I know. Love is love, as they say. Yeah, I mean, so that, and then the issue that you were having were like, oh, I've got this information in ChatGPT, I've got this information in Claude. Like, how does it all come together? That's Skylywag. That's what we're building is this like intelligence kind of infrastructure for this that these can tap into.
Correct.
So you can have a more of a unified brain between all these things and give it access to stuff. Because we're right now you're kind of like just messing around with these things. And what I always tell people too, like ChatGPT when you're downloading the app, or like Claude itself when you're downloading these apps and we're using them, they're really more like examples of how the technology could be used. Because for people like me, I can actually you could start to do this pretty soon too, but like I can tap directly into Claude and ChatGPT, not through the app experience, and build my own thing,
interface,
my own interfaces, my own ways that agents work. Right. So for example, there was one guy who has a I think this, I'm trying to think this was for his nanny agency that his wife runs.
Oh yeah.
And he has people like in the Philippines who kind of answer things and do stuff, but he then set it up so that like when they're answering stuff, ChatGPT it's his agents, but under the hood it could be anything. It could be Gemini, it could be Anthropic, it could Claude, it could be ChatGPT, are looking at that conversation and then providing like, here's what we think the response should be, especially if these are like not super strong English speakers, right?
Sure.
And but you can start doing all these really kind of fun things with them. And these AI companies are trying to build stuff for the common person to use, but then people like me as a developer can infuse these things. It's like electricity, right? And like they're kind of building.
You can turn on a light, or you can like power an entire house.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Like, what do you want to power with these things? And it really is like a new utility that you have to kind of get used to paying for. And there's also, you started getting into this yourself, which is like the tokens, right? And you run out of tokens, you run out of limits.
Goddamn tokens, they got me, bro. I'm like
yeah.
Tyrone Biggums, boy. You got them tokens, baby.
yeah, dude. We use that meme all the time. Serious question: can you have it build software for you? Yes, we use it all the time to build software for us. I've been a senior full stack developer for many years, and I have not written a line of code in probably a year now or so, where it's just building all the stuff for me. I've built. What's cool is, I mean, so all the stuff that I know how to build, I can get it and do it. But I'm also pushing the boundaries of like things that I know existed have been in my career, but I haven't like gone down that rabbit hole. I can get it to build those things for me too.
Yeah.
But
yes, mom.
Yeah.
So to put it in perspective, I built, so like, I'll put it on the screen like really quick. I built this the other day for like my clients. I built this online dashboard that my clients could use to manage their social media. They can like add content. They can take snapshots of their pages on where they are at. This helps them come up with content ideas or post whenever they did it. Access to their folders, content lab where they can brainstorm or that, and then like the entire strategy that I built for them, and all that was built with straight Claude.
Well,
and then I just hosted it on high level. So then now, now that like my client has access to it.
And what's I found is it's been really transformational right now is when I find somebody who I would consider like a subject matter expert in something, like Tyrone who's in the chat here, or some other friends, like Tyrone works in construction as a superintendent, kind of project manager, and he's pretty insane. And I just kind of showed him. He kind of knew a little bit of code before, but I'll say that like I've also done this with people who knew zero code starting off.
Yeah.
But like if you, JC over here and a few others, and was like, solve a. Like I sit there like, what do you know like the best? Like, what are you a 10 out of 10 at that you would consider yourself like a subject matter expert in?
Yeah.
And then build your own like
live stream.
The after hours.
I have 6 kids.
Yeah. But that's where like you can actually bring in that expertise to solve problems that I wouldn't have ever even thought of. So for example, Tyrone in chat, he is running a construction site. He's in charge of it. They're doing 3 buildings right now.
Yeah.
They're at different stages. And he's got a very long like plan of how everything needs to be built, right? And one of those things, for example, he was like, I need to know about weather, right? And so he's able to get like a 14-day, he's like, he just prompts it into, into his code agent and says like, I want to add weather to this. Okay, cool. So then what he built was this is where it gets really fun with the agents, is like he built an agent to then look at each of the tasks that are in his whole, like this long ass list that he has. It's like hundreds of like tasks, and goes, which one of these could be like affected by weather? And then it just adds a little tag to that called like weather dependent or something like that. Yeah. And then in his interface, it will show him, it's 14 days out. It'll show him an icon of what that weather is looking like, right?
Yeah.
He goes, okay, that's cool, but I could do like really large projects. So then, that are longer than 14 days, and I need to be able to plan around this. So then he connected that to the Farmer's Almanac, which has historical weather data for that area. So then he's now looking at historical data out, so he can start to predict the different phases and see things. And like that's where I think it gets really cool. And I just remember being blown away by that, where I was like, sorry, what did you like connect up? You did this to this. And it's like, in his mind, he's like, well, yeah, it's obvious. But like I think the disconnect that we've had right now is you have like people who are subject matter experts in like building code or building apps and doing that kind of stuff that don't have that inherent like knowledge and wisdom behind the thing. And so we're trying to think about it from like a software perspective, and then they're coming at it from that. And it's like,
well, you're like classically trained.
Yeah.
And it's like honestly preventing you from being as innovative, because that type of thing wasn't a thing,
or just was like way too much work that you wouldn't do that, right? I'm not, because you talk like that would be like, okay, that's like maybe a week of work, right? Just to do that alone. And you're talking about, over the course of how much 52 weeks in a year, you got to get shit done. Like, am I really going to burn a week on that, or that's 2 weeks or whatever? But the fact that like he was able to probably do that in an evening, like once he scaffolded up his app that he was working on, like he just keeps adding features to it. And
Tyrone, how long did it take to add that almanac thing? Drop it in the chat, bro.
Yeah.
Right, 30 minutes.
Probably a little long, but that's the power right now. And I get these people in who are just like building super innovative things, solving their own very specific problems. Like you run in this podcasting studio. I don't know anything about running a podcasting studio.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. I was like, hey, we can get an agent to control the lights around here. We could get it so that somebody walks in the door, we can have an AI voice that talks to them.
Yeah.
We can do all these really cool things. I'm kind of saying those things, like plant that seed in your mind, and then you kind of know that, like, where are your biggest bottlenecks right now, or where are you like looking to like do something that you couldn't have done before?
For sure.
You know, that's the fun stuff right now, and I think that again, that's where software is going to change.
Yeah, man. We gotta talk, Mom. You take me to lunch. I'll give you some AI stuff.
What did she say? Maybe I have ideas. I use it for tasks. It works for some things well, other things not so much. 100% agree with developers versus subject. Yeah, it's definitely the way. I'd love to know like where areas you're not finding that success to, or anybody's not, because it can pretty much do. It's hard. It's weird to say, but it can do anything, but it has to be set up the right way with the right.
I think that's what it is. It's like it has to be. Because even I've noticed the difference with like even just having that master folder, because now I can tell it, add this to your memory.
Yes.
And it's like, got you, bro. I've added like, like it was like my Claude now knows who like you are, Chaz is, Glenn is, JC. Like, so now
can you show that? Can you say who is Terrence's 5 minutes? Was it really 5 minutes, or are you just being a little
it took him 5 minutes to type it out.
No, I mean, it really is. That's not too difficult to do, actually.
So what is it? Let me see if it knows you are. Do you know Brian? And and this is what we were telling you guys. Like this, I have a specific folder, which is my like mass. I don't know. I did it in chat. So let me see if I wonder if it remembers.
We'll see what it does here. Yeah. So I mean, again, we're just kind of experimenting stuff, because I can even pull up my chat GPT and be like, who is Cam Macias, and see, because you have talked about like how we're trying to work together and those kinds of things. And starting up, it's taking a long time to think about me.
Yeah, lately it's been like, not lately. Every once in a while it'll like just like go slow for a second. Oh, there you go. See,
I don't know anybody named Brian in my records. Yeah.
So so I can say add Brian.
Do nonprofit accounting and
Burkett. Brian Burkett.
That's right.
To the memory.
I do nonprofit accounting, and I threw in a chart of accounts from accounting system and asked it to rebuild it and simplify it. It took me 3 hours. It was a nightmare. Interesting. What were you trying to rebuild with it? I also tell people like don't like trust it with math. And accounting can kind of be a little bit weird, because the way that it works is like if I ask you like what 2 + 2 is, you're not actually like calculating that in your head. You've just like regurgitating, generating that response, really. Versus if you actually gave it a calculator tool that it was like running those calculations in. That's better. That's probably the better way to do it.
So one of the things like I did, Mom, was like I had built out like, so now it's like adding you to the memory. So you guys see right here is it's writing him into the memory file that I have on my computer now.
So let's do that. Can you start a new chat then, and then ask that? Just you can copy your initial question up above.
Oh yeah.
Okay. No, I thought it was a bigger prompt, but yeah.
What's that?
Then go in new chat and just see if that actually works. And
we're good.
Cool. Let's go.
But I took like our pricing list, Mom, that I had like, it was on an Excel spreadsheet that talked about like, it took into account, how much the editors cost versus in-person director time, all that type of stuff. And this was actually in chat, is I put it in the chat and I said, I want you to build out, like, I want you to solely use this spreadsheet to come up with pricing. And if you need information, ask me what that information is. And so like I would say, hey, I'm working on this job. What should I price this? And like whatever information it didn't have, you're like, oh, well, like who's going to edit it? Like, does Percy have to be there? Is it in studio or out of studio? And once I did all that, it would give me a complete cost breakdown based off of the Excel that I had given it for its memory.
Yeah. Also, one caveat I would also say with nonprofits, my wife is in nonprofits as well. And I've taught her how to use a lot of these tools. Especially with nonprofits, you got to be careful with like donor data and all that stuff that you're putting out there and driving into these things. There's still ways that you can use it. For example, like just kind of, it's called PII, personal identifying information. And if you kind of like say donor 1, donor 2, donor 3, or something like that, where it's not
it's not showing anybody's names
because we'll use it for like she'll try to get her to use it more and more for like donor strategy.
That makes
and
sense.
like writing messages to donors, right? But then you can't give them like full
context
we're,
of who
we're careful.
are.
We're careful. You could, I mean, you technically could, and it could do a really great job. It's just like be kind of careful with that a little bit. But then again, there's a lot of people just aren't. Well, there's a lot of people just throwing caution to the wind right now, and I think we're in a world of like forgiveness if things go sideways.
That's why you just unclick that thing that says "Let my information help."
Yeah. We're helping people like on board with these things. I'm always like, please turn off the checkbox that lets you
the help Claude build.
Yes, I know Brian. Based on what you share with him, Brian Burkett is an AI expert, friend, and strategic partner. He's also the co-host of the upcoming show with you. That's what I have to file. Yeah, cool. So yeah, you're now building out your own like sort of memory system here for this, so it has more context, and that's everything comes down to context right now. It's like how much context does it have for this thing that you're asking it to do, you know? And if it doesn't have it, then it's going to go out and try and find that stuff too. If it's available somewhere, you can have it go look for those things.
Yeah. So here,
let's go to your website and take a look here.
So just real quick, like I said, I went through about three different ones, and it was only because once I put this this unified document in, it actually ended up coming back at one point, and or I asked it to use me and Glenn's headshots, and and it was like for some reason it said the image was too large, and I was like, and then it's funny because I asked it and I was like, what's your size limit? And it was like, oh, it's like 40 megabytes. And I was like, these are like 3 megabytes. But anyways, once I put it into Lightroom and I like adjusted the size of them, it worked fine. But anyways, but that's really the only reason I went through multiple chats was because I won't. Yeah, see, like this one stalled out too at one point. And so this one might have done the same thing. Oh yeah, so this is when it was actually trying to inject all the information into the website, right? And so finally this one worked. This one I've been able to kind of work out of the entire time. And it's kind of cool because now that I have the memory file, for instance, like it did like Forward Learning Group's website and, it did a good job. And so when it got stuck on something on L3 Media side, I was like, you've already done this. Go look at what you did for Forward Learning Group. And it was like, oh yeah, you're right. And it went through its own stuff. And it was like, oh, I found what I did to fix that problem. Let me now do that here.
Yeah, it's interesting because in our terminal environment that we're in, it will create things called like insights that like, oh, I've discovered this thing like this in the code that this should be done this way, so I don't keep tripping over the same thing.
Like with High Level, it was doing that. It was like, oh, it's easier for me to like take the what did it call it? Like an Inform or iForm or something like that. iFrame. It was like it's easier for me to take the code directly from the iframe and then manipulate it than it is for me to like manipulate the site as a whole or something like that.
It figures out the more efficient ways to do it. So finance might be best for local LLM trained on your task. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Anything that's like sensitive data. Another thing, like right now we're running all these in the cloud, but you can actually install smaller models locally on your own machine now and use those. And then you're not running. So again, the AI is all down to like tokens in your usage. So then you're not stuck with that, that level of tokens are basically just running on your own machine. So you basically have free usage at that point. They're a little slower, a little dumber, but you can tune them into stuff.
So I'm going to send you my site. Because I'm going to be honest, I got to use the bathroom real quick. Okay. So you can look at it on your computer. I can rip through it. And JC can put it on you, Brian.
Give me a sec, JC, before you switch over. So I want to make sure my messages pop up here.
No craziness.
As people are texting through.
Best viewer, streamboo.com. Remove the space. So what's that? Are these just random people on Twitch, JC? What? Who are these people?
Yeah, that looks like a bot.
Oh, it's
some AI agent here.
Yeah, take that shit off.
Oh, on the wrong thing here. Okay, you want me to pull up your thing?
Yeah. So JC,
sorry, give me 1 sec. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. You sent me?
I sent you the link to the website.
Oh, I clicked on my bad, dude. I clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. L3 Media updates. Oh, just go to this. Yeah.
Yep.
Once it loads, dude. Oh, it's flashy. Okay.
So hold on. So show his screen, JC? Brian's? So I did this because one of the things we talked about was like when someone comes to our website, they're going to interact with L3 Media in 3 different ways. They're either a potential client, they're already one of our clients, and we want to make sure that we like re-educate them on what they can get from us, and or they're a guest of the studio and we want to educate them on these are the things that you can take advantage of as a guest of the studio.
It's almost like taking you to that's interesting.
Like they get to kind of like choose their paths, I guess you could say.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Wait, what happened when I clicked it though? Then what happens?
What's that?
So I'm stuck as now I'm on that person. I'm on that like profile type.
Oh, never mind. Oh, so that was that's like that's the thing I was telling you about, the funnel thing.
Okay.
That I haven't got it. I'm gonna have.
We got some other random dude there. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's a template that I initially started with.
Got you. I see. Sorry, I'm just looking at this code here real quick. Interesting. Yeah. Again, this is I think why where people like me can kind of come in and help Cam out with not getting screwed up by those things. So that I actually have to look. Don't know if that's done the right way. But okay, so then I'm on this new. Yeah, it's I would say pretty a lot better. You're on camera, you're streaming right now. Look, this camera's pointing probably right at your crotch.
But it's on you.
Oh, I can't see because I can only see this. He's logging. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So looking over, so Cam did this with AI. These images are slow loading here. Open image, new tab. Let's see what he's got going. This is probably why I was saying, yeah, these are really too big. This is what AI was complaining about. These file sizes are way too large. So yeah, that's the size that he's uploading. So one of the problems like websites, right, is like you really want to, so it's still loading here. You want to be loading this image at that file size that's there. So it needs to be compressed, cropped, and resized for that to work properly. And again, like sometimes like AI just kind of gets the job done. And this is where you need to have like a subject matter expert kind of come in and like fix up some of these things, you know. And cool. So yeah, being able to go from like what his business was before to this is really cool. I am finding some issues here, Cam. I am finding some issues with your site. We can look at. Yeah. So when you're saying here, well, your images are really large, are way too large. Yeah. And so we've got to reduce those down and load them properly here. And it looks like some stuff is not maybe loading in properly here.
That's interesting because it does it on mine just fine.
Yeah. So like stuff gets cached. So like if it's already loaded on my machine, it'll just reload that file again. So it's like it's kind of the way the web works and how it goes faster. So some of these are going a little bit slower than you would want. Okay, cool. So let's see, studio. Okay, so it's all one scrolling page. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's like initially, I got to add one on there too.
Linking out. Okay. So then if I clicked on something, I currently don't have a way of like going back to that other say like I clicked on the wrong one. You need to have a way of like resetting that back out. Also need to get your logo in here. I'd love to get you off of a .biz though.
Yeah. So funny enough, whenever I was trying to transfer it to High Level, so that I could host it out of there, like just like I do FLG, High Level does not let you. It can't host .business at the current moment. But I think L3media.com was like.
Can we just get you onto like a host? Because that only costs like a few bucks a month. We can set you up with. So if anyone's watching here, this is what we always use. Currently looking at Fly.io, and it's really easy for us to like build something and deploy it really quickly onto Fly.io. For example, let's not do that. Yeah, I can actually maybe kind of be a good way to show this. So I'm just going to make a folder here, make dir. So this is a little bit more complex than you need to go with this. But I have all my stuff set up in here. So let's just call this L3. I'm now working inside of this, and all I've done really behind the scenes is I just made a folder called L3, and I'm now connected into it. So I have this up. And then what's really cool is like we actually use our voice nowadays. So there's a tool called Whisperflow.
Who types in 2026?
Yeah. So here I can just be like, I have a feeling it's going to struggle to pull down your L3.biz. So I'm just going to, can you make me a website for a podcast studio? It just needs to be a static homepage that I can scroll through and just make it look cool. Oh, and use your front end design skill so that it looks really good. So,
oh yeah, your front end design skill. That's what I needed.
There's a design skill. Let's see if it triggers it. Maybe you might request this, but there are skills. So you give Claude repeatable skills that it can use.
Stall muzzle successfully loaded. We were just talking about muzzle, dude. I didn't know about it until today.
Yeah. It was a thing that like was my 15 seconds of fame back in the day. Was an app that we launched and went super viral and got us into magazines and Adweek and all this stuff about like, how did you come up with this? And you had to give interviews. And funny enough, my partner on that project, his name is Brian. He spells it with a Y.
Brian and Brian?
Yeah, so Brian and Brian. And then some German magazine like asked for a photo of the team.
Uh-huh.
And he sent photos of Ryan Gosling and Ryan, who's the other Ryan? Gosling and the Green Lantern dude. What's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Reynolds. Yeah. The two of them wearing tuxedos and sent to them. So like somewhere in Germany is a magazine like the Brian Burkett and just us.
Wow.
It's like, okay, cool. All right. So right now this thing is working, right? So this is really not, I guess you can't really see. JC, can you move this out of the way so I can actually see? Or actually, I just moved this to the side. That's okay.
Go back to the dual one of me and Brian. Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll need to build these scenes out as we go. But so one of the cool things right now, right, is that you kind of walk away at this point. Like if I want to go do something else,
go watch a movie,
or I have like other tabs open with this. It's gonna just.
So I feel like my coworker asked me a lot to like approve things.
What do you mean? Oh,
like,
co-work.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's that would be also be the other positive of like using the terminal is like
it
can run a little bit more independently.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it has less guardrails around it. I kind of think for me as a programmer, I kind of know what it's doing at that point in time. Correct. So I feel a little bit more comfortable from like walking away and going and doing something else.
Yeah.
I also have this on really high input mode right now, so it is going to take actually a little bit longer than typical as it's going through this. But it's already created a 1.8K token, so make this a little bit bigger. You start to see this. It'll resize this screen once it. There we go. And so right now it's doing I'll design a premium cinematic podcast studio site with a warm, dark aesthetic inspired by high-end recording studios. Think moody lighting, warm gold tones, and editorial photography. So we will see how this pops up for you. And then I'll just show you like how easy it is for me to like push that live onto an actual like server rather than going through something like Go High Level.
Yeah. So for me right now, I have my terminal open.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get it to open up like that master folder? How do I like change where it's looking, look like where I'm pointing it? Because when I open it now, it just asks to like have access to everything, right?
Yes. So you kind of change directories to that. If you have your terminal, you can actually drag that folder down into your terminal like icon, and it'll start from that folder.
Will Claude start from that?
Yes. It can.
Oh, I see.
That's what it's basically, you know how you're picking from that drop down, like which folder to work from? That's the same thing here. So it's already built the website now. And we'll see this in a second once it's probably going to fire this up for us in a sec.
Because I go, so like,
cool, it's done. Can you open this using
quick saved Claude code will be
Playwright
like
MCP? So Playwright MCP servers are the way that AI kind of has tool use to be able to like connect to things. And
so here we go. Look, how do I not give it access to everything?
From that folder, it's fine.
Well, this is like the main folder though.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. Every time I click Claude, it's like
because you're starting from here, right? So this little squiggly means your root folder. So what I would
that's what I mean.
Where's that folder at?
Right here.
This is your which one?
That one red, it says number 1 Claude master
so
file.
If you were to just drag this down to here, like that. See, now we're in this folder here, like versus.
Oh, and then I say Claude.
Here. Yeah, so we can close this. Here, and now you're in that folder.
What?
This is where I was saying, like.
Oh, high effort, medium effort.
High effort right now is really like melting tokens and stuff. I don't know why this is asking me. Oh, I don't think that's right. New project folder here. I don't have all of my stuff set up for this, but so I didn't. This is actually kind of interesting. Like I didn't have something set up properly. It's going to go ahead and install it for me right now. I don't really have to do much work on this. I typically work at a project I already have existing, so just like firing up a brand new one. I can show it though because it's done. Go to my projects and I find L3.
Holy hell!
Oh, yeah. I can just open this up in a browser real quick. Let's go here. So this is what it made for us.
Oh shit! Go to the middle. Put it in the middle of your screen.
Sure.
So they can see it.
Oh yeah. I could probably drag it over to the side a little bit. So
there you go.
Where sound becomes art, right? Where
sound becomes art.
Yeah, and this was using that skill, right, to then make this look better.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then you can kind of fine tune from here. Look at this thing; it just made this for us.
That's cool.
Yeah. Does that actually change? Anything change here? So like this is where I would come in for like from a user experience perspective. Like there shouldn't be an animation on something that isn't interactive. So this high cover state.
Because then people
they think you can click on it.
Yeah.
So like that's where I then start feeding that stuff back into this. We got some quotes here. And I think it should just be one scrolling page, right? This is what I asked for. Yeah, perfect.
Could you tell it to like review my current website and then like?
Yes, I could have had it go there, but your site was loading super slow, so I just felt like that would probably
that makes sense.
Take a while. And it can pull down those like images from there. It can do all that stuff for us. Like we can find a website that we want and be like, clone this website and pull it all down for me. Book a session. It wants to open the mail, so I need to tell it to like create a form or do whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, this is up and running. So then if I I'm just gonna go ahead and stop that, and I'm gonna tell it because I don't need it to. I'm gonna say, can you push this up to fly.io using the Fly CLI? And this is just some developer-y speak, but fly.io is that website I was showing you guys before that we host from, which is this. And a CLI is a command line interface tool, which I just already have installed on the machine that connects up to Fly. So like once you kind of get a lot of this stuff up and running. So right now, this command that it's asking for, it's asking which Fly. So it's just seeing if it's installed. Like, let me check if it's installed, right? So then boom, it found Fly CLI is installed. Cool. It's now checking to see what it needs to do. And I don't really have to do anything at this point other than I continuously like say yes and
burn
continue.
Burn my
tokens through. So it's checking to see what current sites exist. Okay, I need to do a new one. So now it's creating a new one. It's called this Renaissance. Renaissance? Was that what it says? Resonance. Resonance
Studio.
Resonance Studio. There you go. So now it's deployed, right? Like I just put it up live on a server, right? And
so then the premise would be that you then point GoDaddy or whatever at that.
Yes. What's even cooler is that like if I had my that thing that wasn't working just a second ago, if I spent a few minutes to get that set up, I can just log in to have it open GoDaddy. I'll log in.
Yeah, it'll do it. Yeah.
And I just tell it to then it'll click through and do all those things. So
that's what it did for me the other yesterday is like I was like, hey, I want you to like take the site off of GoDaddy, and like it went through the whole thing, found out it couldn't, but then like my email was being weird because it then started hosting it from high level and it went through and fixed it.
Mhm.
It was like, oh, I see that your
Yep.
DNS records aren't
Yep.
in your high level. Let me go fix that.
Yep. So now we can go from. Would you mind explaining what a token is? A token.
Hello,
is,
Darren.
A token is what it's
like money, but for AI.
No, it's actually. I can show them an example of that. But real quick, so just you can see now we actually have this hosted, right? And this can go to anybody. So I've now put that on a server, right? Like that's how easy that was. That actually used to be like a really big pain in the ass process that I'd have to go through, and I'd have to do a lot of stuff to get it to that point. But I was able to move that fast, right? I had no website. I said I need a podcast studio website, built it. Right. Obviously, if I created a lot more context around it, and there's other things you can do. Like if you find certain websites that you like, you could be like, I like this section of this website, copy this for me and use this, this animation or this like thing, whatever. But this is now something that I can send to somebody. But again, like you said, with the GoDaddy, that's where you would then hook that into, you'd hook that into DNS, so then you would be.
So how much is Fly.io?
Like a few bucks
a month, right?
Yeah, like $2 or $3.
But you can, and obviously
it's going to scale based on like your usage of it. So like as your traffic scales, it'll go up, but it'll cost a couple bucks a month.
But it allows like rapid deployment. Like because now you can use it not only for sites, but you can use it for applications. Anything.
And like so John JC here, this is his website. I always like to show this because it's pretty crazy. Giancarlo.ai. Yes, I do.
Oh, does it charge like per?
It's like $8.
Our Wi-Fi's slow here, dude.
But it's still like
cheap
for how many times he's gone on the site.
For sure.
Yeah, I noticed our Wi-Fi is slow here, but it's all good.
It is not slow here.
Maybe my machine is. Anyways, so he made this whole thing, and this we're probably paying like $2 a month right now for this like whole thing that he built that allows you to like play Oregon Trail on it and like all kinds of crazy stuff. So yeah,
that's right.
Talk to JC. He built this whole thing was done with AI. So AI generated the 3D, all these assets. It colored them all. He built this whole like interface himself back here. Like did this whole thing in a couple of days. Yeah. So then this is like the actual like inner-site. This is what's loading inside of that computer. It's just like an actual like going straight. So it has like a nested thing, which is like crazy. Okay, so then let me try to answer Darren on what a token is. Okay, so we spend money on tokens, right? So if you go look at like let's see, token pricing for let's just say Claude, right? It's how everything kind of gets priced out. Let's see if this is can give it to you. Yeah, so you'll see here you're getting for this new model that just came out. Let me make this bigger. You'll see that Opus 4.6 is $5 per million tokens, right? Versus there's like different ways of cash stuff, blah blah blah. But there's input tokens and then there are output tokens, right? So the input in is what you tell is a different cost though than your output. Yeah, it's what you're feeding in versus like what it's generating. So like this is actually quite high as a token output for these things. You can go down and you'll see that like Jesus, $75 per million tokens there for Opus, which is deprecated now. But you can see like $4 when you're using a smaller model, right? And like look, you're 80 cents per million tokens here versus up here you're $5. So like the smaller models give you more bang for your buck. But here, a token is essentially, you can think of it as 75% of a word.
Because certain words are worth or cost more than other words. Like the word apple is like less than couch or something like that.
Yeah, we can come up with so here's like a way to like see it.
Snap!
There's tokenizers. I'll just copy this in and I'll paste this in. Why is it? Hello?
And this tells you like what that would cost.
It just shows you how much. I mean, you could do the math on it, but it'll show you. Why is that not letting me? Hello? It's not letting me. Oh, I found another tokenizer. I don't know why that one's broken. Let's see, tokenizer.
What's your opinion? Oh, Mr. Sean Trigg. What's up, Big Daddy?
Claude versus Grok. I typically don't.
You spelled it right the first time, bro. No, you did. Yeah, you
Cloud.
spelled it the same.
Yeah, it is the same.
Cloud. What's the difference between Cloud and Grok?
I would say I would probably not use Grok. It's like the one that like gets the most. They have like the unhinged mode, and it kind of goes out of that mode from time to time.
For what?
They were like uploading like CP, like a bunch of different things.
What's CP?
We shouldn't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
But you get
I got you. Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
But they got a lot of trouble recently because they were just uploading it like for no reason. Because people can just like because it's unhinged, right? There's no guardrails really.
Oh snap!
People were figuring out like around the only guardrails they have, and they figured out it, and now it's uploading all over the place, and it's like it was really bad.
Oh yeah, snap! Well, that's the one we use. That's the one the government uses.
It is, yeah, to the Pentagon. That's cool. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, it actually Grok is super powerful though, and like I just see that's where most people are like breaking through guardrails on all the time. Everybody's trying to break guardrails on all of these, but I see like Grok is the one that most people. And these is my vibes, like how I've experienced AI.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen, Grok is very, very powerful for a lot of things, but here really quickly to kind of go into that tokenizer thing here. So here is, I just pasted in that random text from that other thing, and I'm using, this is how ChatGPT 4 would use it. So I can actually switch over to Claude, and let's see if these things seem to be kind of broken, janky. I don't know. I mean, I'm just on some random person's
should use Claude code, bro.
Yeah. But basically it breaks up like each one of these different colors now is a different token. And you can see it's not necessarily a word, because you can see here open AIs is 3 tokens there. Right. So open AIs 'S, right? And so this is what you think of as tokens, and input and output tokens, right? And you can see here like a period is a token, a comma is a token, and a lot of this stuff really averages out. Like if let's just go find a huge block of text somewhere. What do I got open here? Like I can just I've just pulled everything from the site. Let's just drop it in there. And yeah, now you can see all the different like ways that it's breaking up your, we call these chunks, right? Token chunks and stuff. So it's how it's being set up. And this is how AI works. So it feeds all of these tokens in, right? And it analyzes it. And the way that AI works is like next token prediction.
Yeah.
So there's a whole thing about like, it's called, this is where we get into the weeds, but it's called attention. And it's like, if I'm talking about like L3 media, it's like, what matters to that in this whole sentence? Anyways, it goes through this whole like process, and then it starts, basically predicting what the next token can be.
Yeah.
Right. And so again, it's not necessarily a word. Like you can see here, L3 media is 3 tokens.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's not necessarily a word length, right? Because enterprises is one big thing, but SMBs, like that lower, that's a token. So I don't know if that's helpful, Darren. I mean, he's smart. He probably understands what I'm saying.
Darren's already researched it, and he knows everything.
Yeah.
About it.
I mean, actually, a really great example of this, if I'm still up, like here, like I'm inside of ChatGPT, and we use this stuff all the time to learn. So let me move this aside so people can see. So like, what is a token?
Trig is a fellow Air Force recruiter. We were on active duty together.
Oh, cool. What's he up to these days?
He's still a recruiter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is a token for LLMs, right? And so you can actually use these things to like teach you stuff, which I think is actually really a great way to work, right? So you can see here, a token is not a character. It's not a word. It's not a character. It's a chunk, right? So for Scallywag OS is inevitable. It says it might become something like Scallywag OS is inevitable, period, right? And it breaks it up that way, right? So one token on average is about 4 characters. I would challenge this here, right? Because a token, every model has its own like way of approaching tokens and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's really under the hood, it's like I said, it's fuzzy math, right? It's like, and this is kind of where you try to, sometimes for us, like with Task, we'll try to estimate like number of tokens. There's some tools out there that it's like number of prompts. So like when we're talking about something like, oh, that's a one prompter, like thing feature you want to build, like, oh, that's going to take me a couple of prompts. We actually are getting billed by the tokens, but there's some AI tools out there, one like Windsurf and others that will just charge by the prompt. So people are like, oh, that's 3 prompts. I spend 80 cents per prompt, which you might think is like, damn, that's a lot of money. But I've had a friend who built an app with like, it was $50 at the end of the day throughout a week, right? It was a full week, and it is $80 or $50.
Like a crazy amount of
stuff. Because it can do a lot of tool calls and a lot of like things that it's doing. And then he was able to like, he's paying by prompt, but I was thinking like, damn, that's going to be expensive fast. He's like, well, look, it's $50. And like anybody would spend $50 to have this made. That's
full blown app.
App that's working.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a good question.
Yeah. The rabbit hole is bottomless.
Yeah.
The more I know, the less I know. That's true. That is very true.
So I think that's a good place for us to start to transition out. We've been going at this for an hour, almost an hour and a half now.
Okay. Is there anything anybody else have any like little questions? I know we didn't really get to your website or anything like that, but
well, no, I mean, that was like good to show, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest thing was that I wanted to change it, and I was able to change it without asking anybody else. And Claude was able to not only help me execute on it, but like when something wasn't right, I was just like, this isn't right. And it went down its own like path of fixing the problems. And so like, obviously to someone who doesn't know those back end things, like, hey, your images are too big. Like, like those are easy things. Just all I gotta do is re-upload smaller images to high level where it has
you actually could tell it to make those smaller for you and compress them for you.
Okay.
Actually.
Well, now I gotta ask it that.
Yeah.
I asked it to before, and I don't know.
I didn't do it right. Yeah. But like, yeah.
I'll mess with it later. Well, now that I feel like, honestly, now that you showed me the terminal and how to get back to that and change that. I mean, so from your perspective.
JC, you want it real quick? Do you want to switch us off just the two up, just Cam and I's face?
Oh yeah.
So we can...
from your perspective, would it make more sense now to
I just see Cam. Oh, switching back. We have one that's just the split screen of us, no? Sorry.
Oh yeah, didn't you make that one? Oh no, he was
sorry. It's
just
okay.
put the one with my monitor. That's fine. With me and Brian on. There you go.
Cool.
Yeah. Like, yeah, so like for instance, how would I transition now from like I was doing all this work in co-work? How would I then transition to like now I want to use a terminal because it's more powerful, and I could have it do multiple things in the background now?
Yes,
like at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's like you just start using one or the other.
Okay.
Right. Especially because if you like, for example, you're operating out of that one folder,
so
right? It's your like memory folder. Like either one can access that now. Right? And so you do want to have those in the same spot. And like, I actually bounce around between different tools. Like I use, if anyone's out there, like you've heard of like probably ChatGPT 5.3 Codex, which is a really powerful model, very similar to Claude right now.
We're doing talking about that in the chat.
Yeah, and go back and forth, and we jump around because like right now they're doing like double usage right now for extended usage, which is what we also got over the winter
that's
break.
right. Where you guys were going hard.
We were going so hard. It's like we got all this extra usage. We're going to go for it.
Yeah.
But like then there's like systems like keep those kind of in sync, and it's a little bit fuzzy on how that works. But like between Claude and those, it should be pretty fine because it uses a Claude.md file like you've got in there. It's a little bit more seamless, but it's somewhat ish. It's like fuzzy. Again, these guys are moving at such a speed that they're actually using these tools to build these tools, right? So
correct.
Claude Code is being built by Claude Code, and they are releasing new features like all the time. And I think it's getting a little bit chaotic right now, and I think that it'll start to smoothen out, you know, as people start to figure out how people are actually using these, because it's all emerging. Like everybody's finding new ways to do stuff. Like you're going to be doing stuff that I never thought of, you know, with these tools. So
how do you share skills? So for instance, if I want your front end design skill, how would you give that to me?
Yeah, actually, JC's built a thing for Scallywag to kind of do that. We've kind of gone off, you know, there's like the Ryobi and the Milwaukee, and there's like we're trying to build like a lot of tools that we can share. In Claude, you would download like our marketplace and get it in there. And I think this is really confusing, but there's a marketplace, and then you install from our marketplace, or we just send you a file. Like here's it's because it's all literally English.
It's all just like text files.
It's just text. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, exactly. It's like how you up those skills is like how you get better and better outputs out of these things. And I think your skill was actually genius. The thing that like to go research all the businesses and do that, you know, like
okay, I can show that real quick.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it'll take, or we won't run through the whole thing. But so what Brian's talking about is, you know, with the studio, we help people, you know, not only just podcasting, but build their brands. And so what I noticed was like, you know, people would appreciate strategy. And, you know, if they wanted us to then build strategy. So here, let's see here, build a strategy.
So skill is just going to, yeah, I mean, you could even put like wearescallywag.com as
that's right.
So they can roast us. As JC was saying earlier, we need to redo this one. Our website.
So when I built the skill to where like, because I said, hey, you know, if a client wanted to pay for this, like I want to have it tiered, right? Because like we talked about, like these things cost us money. Like just because I'm using AI doesn't mean that it's free. Especially for the stuff that we're using it for, right? You know, like we pay for these subscriptions and you're paying for us knowing how to use these things.
Correct.
And so so once I do this, it's going to come back, and this is so, and like to put in a reference for you guys, this is so like I don't have to type this prompt out because I just built it. Like, it knows what it's supposed to be doing. So
I was just, so under the hood, like skills are like repeatable things that you kind of always wanted to do similar outputs. It still has some fuzziness to it where it's like going to kind of think about like the front end design skill is there as like a way to approach design and what it should be doing.
So here we go. So it's asking me now, like, which strategy do I want to do? Do I want to give you a free one? Do I want to give you the, you know, in the price point, right? So if we'll just do, I haven't done these other ones, or instead of doing elite, because that will take a while, we'll just do like strategy starter. This is like, you know, hey, I want a little bit more than the free has, but I'm not prepared to pay for like the big, super big thing, right?
Yeah.
So as you guys will see, it's using this like file, right? Is that correct? It's using this, or this skill. There you go. Boom. Now it's created itself its task list based off of what the skill tells it that it needs to do. And it's going to ask me questions based off what it needs to know for that client. So it says, what are Scallywag's social media handles? They don't have any.
Yeah. So just so it says just research website is number 2, right?
None.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah.
I put it in capitals just to roast you guys.
No problem. I'll start putting everything I can for the website and hunting down their socials from there. Oh, just going to try to find them.
Yep. So this is what I was saying too. So like allow for browser.
Yep. Yeah. So now it's running through like your way of like approaching this, and then it's going to build out a.
So as you guys will see, it just took over my Chrome browser.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some cool stuff we should show. Like maybe the next time around is like.
What would you guys like to see? If like for those of you, for the 7 of you guys still on there, like what are like, hey, could you guys show me this, that, or the third, and then we can plan around that for the next stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
So drop it in the chat. Let us know like some of the main things you would like Brian to go over, or we can go over.
Yeah.
So as you guys see right now, Claude is literally controlling this right now, and it is scraping Brian's website. So it can pull that information into the skill. So, you can see it doing that, right? So it's like, hey, capturing a screen. I don't know why it's looking at my website, but okay.
See you, Sean. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Later, Trig.
Yeah, I mean, I really feel like at any level, like everybody's gonna sort of need to learn how to use these things, and it's completely different.
You have to.
Yeah. Each person will have a different thing, a different way of working. Like we can show how to create your own voices. We can show how to, we can show you how to like clone yourself, or we can show you how to.
Permission denied. Is this even you guys?
Yeah, that's us.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay.
Is that our LinkedIn? Yeah.
You have a link. I was ready.
There's like 5 different.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I already asked him.
What do you say? What Brian would like love to have you as a speaker teaching AI to the business owners and leaders. Okay.
That's the event I told you about.
But yeah, okay. Talk about the event then. What will I be speaking?
Yeah.
About
so
while this is working in the background.
So while this is,
by the way, I think is like look, this thing's running, right?
Yes.
And we can move on to other things, which
Yep.
is we were talking about before, right before we started this, is like ADHD. If you got ADHD, you're gonna thrive in this era.
So Glenn and I, well, Glenn specifically often says like ADHD is a superpower.
Can be.
It can be. And I like totally agree with that. If you know how to, it's just like anything, right? Is if you know how to harness it, you know, but if you don't, or you're destructive with it, then it's, you know, becomes detrimental. But yeah, this is the age of like multitasking is a legitimate thing now, as long as you know what you're doing, right? And so Elavari Global, for those of you that don't know, most of you on the chat probably already know because you guys are the homies, but Elavari Global is the community that myself, Glenn, and Chaz run. It's all about branding, business optimization, and leadership. Okay. And so we are putting on our first ever event, March 26th, 27th. It's going to be here in our building, Fairfield, California. There's only going to be 100 tickets sold. Right now is early bird pricing. You can look at it at joinelavari.global.com. That's the website.
Pull it up, dude.
And so, but the event is just like we want to help business owners thrive, man. And part of that was, you know, we came up with Elavari because we recognize that like people would love to have our services and have us consult them and help them build, but unfortunately, it costs money. And so we're like, how can we still provide for people and still help them, but maybe more of like a group aspect?
Yeah.
And so that's how we kind of like what you're doing with Scallywag, right? It's like, I can't help everybody, but I can give you access to information and I can do like teachings and stuff as a group. And so this is the website, you know, we have the countdown 38 days from now is where you can buy your ticket at, but you know, real simple website. We had one of our virtual assistants build this out in high level.
Yeah.
So,
but as you saw, like what I showed you even before, like you could have built that and put it on your own server, and then you had a lot more control.
And now we know that, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, here's the different price points that we have for the actual community. When it comes to joining, we do have a 7-day free trial, you know, in the community. Like I said, we do live calls on Fridays.
So is anybody in the community can get in for free, or is it still a paid event?
You still got to pay.
Okay.
Yeah. So you still have to pay because the event is for everybody.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
If you are part of the if you're one of our premium members of the community, you get discounts on the tickets.
Cool.
But if you're one of our standard members, then you still pay. But yeah, man. And so, you know, at the event, Brian will be speaking. We will also have Liz Conley, who she's the one I told you who was the founder of Trifecta. So she's going to talk. She sold the company for $500 million. You know, they sold it for $500 million. She still consults, and you know, she just has so much experience from taking a company with her brother, like that partnered with all the major brands that we all know about, and then eventually sold it, right? And then she's also now in like the AI space, trying to help business owners through her platform.
Yeah. You know, like everybody was talking about, like all companies and businesses at one point need to be like a media company, and that was the thing for a while, and obviously gives rise to like why you should be, you know, filming your own content and doing this, you know, work at the studio stuff. But I think every business is now also going to become an AI company to some degree.
You have to provide it in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
You know,
leveraging it,
like the automations and all that stuff. And if you're not, like, you're just, unfortunately, you're gonna get left.
Yeah. So if for anyone still listening, think about it and let me know what you'd like me to come in and talk about. I've done plenty of talks on that stuff, and you know, I'm gonna guess that a lot of people will be the first time like exposing it. So maybe we do more of like an AI 101 type of a thing, and just like let's go real slow, and you know, maybe we can do something for people who attend these live streams ahead of time and maybe get them a little bit further along.
I agree.
And I don't know, we can talk about it as we go, but definitely happy to share all the knowledge I've got
technical
for this whole era. So
okay, so just like asking me questions about your stuff, right?
Yeah. And this is all like running while we were chatting over here doing stuff, and it's just kind of cruising along and researching my business. And if you know, we've looked at your reports and stuff, and I mean, I would love to see what it comes up with for us.
So generally I have like an intake. So now it's like, it's trying to figure out your colors. So like what's asking like, what's your primary color? And it's like, use the blue from your website, or do you want
do that from the website? Yeah.
What content pillars should Scallywag own? So AI plus business building. Let me type my own. Suggest based on research.
Suggest based on research, I would say. Let's see what it says. Are there any inspiration? No, I'd just say, what does it say?
It says list them or no, not sure.
No, not sure. Yeah.
Your glasses just tell you to charge them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. So what are you looking for? You kind of grow on LinkedIn? Are you just trying to be consistent at first, or is there something else?
I don't know. Whatever. This is for you to give to me, right? To tell me my report.
So normally,
bless you. Bless you.
I would have done like an intake.
Yeah.
And then I would have dropped it in here.
Got you. Yeah. As a starting point, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, just so like, because then it doesn't ask me pretty much like once I do the intake, the only questions it really asks me is like verify colors.
Oh, right.
Because most people don't know they're like hex colors and stuff.
Yeah,
right? With the rest of this, like with some of my other clients, or I would drop the transcript. I would tell it to pull the transcript file. And then like I did that with one of the other clients that we're trying to win, right? Is like I took the transcript and was like, let's build the strategy based off this transcript for the event. And it was like, oh yeah. And the cool thing about that one was it literally did a cost analysis for this client. And was like, this is what your event should project based off of what you're trying to do at a minimum.
I would take that with a grain of salt and kind of think through it. Cause one guy started working with AI, which I was actually really proud of him, as he got some stuff published and put up on like Etsy, and he was selling like templates and stuff.
Yeah,
$40 for a template because AI was like super hyped up. Like
for sure,
you're building an entire system, not just templates. And then you look at like all the other templates are $4, you know. So like you really aren't in that market, like, you know. So I do think like it's just AI is not really good at. There's some things it's not good at, like predicting how long it's going to take it to build something. Like sometimes we're talking about stuff and it's like, this is going to take 4 weeks and you're done in like 2 hours, you know? So I find that interesting. Like, how much should this cost? You know, it's dying. Battery's dying. I was recording some of the behind the scenes here. I wonder if the mic could pick that up.
Cam over your headshot. Oh, so I think he's trying to say send over your headshot.
Oh, yeah.
Or we can take one for you guys.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to do that here. Yeah, so Cam's got some other services and such, professional headshots. That's actually we'll dive into this a little bit more, but like how you can take a lot of these things and if you want to feed them into AI, like we could turn. You want really high quality stuff that you're feeding in, but you could create your own avatars based on your own voice. You got the good mics here to record voice. Create voice agents in your own tone of voice, and maybe ways to start leveraging all of this stuff for sure for this AI era.
Oh yeah. I mean, we use 11 Labs right now for the voice stuff. That's the whole thing. You got, if you really want like the best out of that, you got to give it like 30 minutes of audio. But like Percy had said that he found, he had taken a course and the guy was like, oh, you don't have to do 30 minutes of continuous audio.
Yeah.
Do like, you can take like 5 minutes or 10 minutes and then just copy that. Like you can just dub that same file and then it equals 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Something, so like that's really smart because first glance you're like, damn, I got to talk for 30 minutes. Bro.
Some of them are like 5 minutes, but then like it's other ones I've looked at that it's just not as good. But what they're looking for is like a range, like inflection and like how you approach things. And
the bees go down to the beach.
But yeah, and that's also like why this I think is really cool. And there's still a need, like I can you pull up like how to create a podcast really quickly using AI with like other people's voices or your own voices or whatever. But like
the thing was pretty cool when you did it back then.
Yeah. And I think there's still a need for like people coming together and having like real conversations. But we can dive really deep into some of the stuff like AI generated videos, AI generated podcasts, AI generated like music, which has gotten really good.
You have Sono, right? Or whatever it's called.
Suno. Yes. Yeah. This is looks like it's almost done with the thing. But I wonder if it will actually work because I can make like a Suno. JC, will you go to my screen real quick? So like I did this the other day when I was in here with you. Somebody had a podcast, right? And I was just like, tell me about your podcast, and I just like fed in the thing here. So I'm just going to create one for us, like a intro. Why am I using my? Why am I typing?
What are you doing, bro?
An intro song to a podcast called the AI Lounge for Business Builders. That's all I'm going to give it. Just that. Let's see. My internet connection's struggling in here. I don't know why.
I don't know.
I think it's my machine. It's all good. It's taking too long to do that, so I'll just type it, I guess. And intro song about for a podcast called AI Lounge for Business Builders.
Hey, JC, run your mouse over that eyeball that says 4. Let's see. Okay.
Just us chilling.
There's 4 people. There's one on my Facebook and 2 on YouTube.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm hoping this can actually, I don't know if we'll be able to pick up my sound from this. We'll see, I guess. But a few seconds away, and then we've got an intro here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, I can't hear it. Where's my sound playing through?
Oh, you might have to.
Oh, it's on my Jump desktop. Yeah. That's why.
Kick your feet up. Yeah, they can hear it.
Is it picking it up?
Yeah.
Got a head full of ideas and a long to-do sheet. You're building something brick by messy.
No shit.
So then here's, so it creates 2 versions, right? So then here's the other version that it would have created. I make songs for everything. I made a song for my dog who turned 13 yesterday. An old school country song about him. Here's our intro.
This ain't bad.
Kick your feet up. You've been grinding all week. Got a head full of ideas and a long to-do sheet. Building something.
All right.
All right, cool. All right, go back to Cam so you can see his
it's almost done. It's creating right. The dash.
If it's almost done, I'll play my this is a song I created yesterday for my dog. Turned 13. Old school country song.
Oh, it sounds sad.
I wanted like old school, I think, which was Valentine's Day. It's his birthday.
Your birthday.
13 years. I'm still amazed. How you dance and you prance like a young pup. When I walk through the door, yeah, you run up, you keep my chin up.
This shit's crazy. And then
Gentleman Jack, when I see you, my heart melts. How'd I get a boy like that? It's a blessing I can tell.
And then
when you walk me down the path.
Let's see which one it was. I created some songs for when we were having our kid. Gospel.
Okay.
How good is this though?
That's freaking nuts.
We got harmonies.
How much is Suno?
Not expensive.
Like $10.
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
Right?
Were you playing these for Colette in the hospital?
Yeah. Well, and sending to family and stuff. Like,
right? She's like, turn this shit off right now.
Dude, no, people were like literally bawling like to some of these things that we were sending through. Like,
oh yeah. My goodness.
What I think is cool is like it actually.
Oh, it finished.
It's actually doing like emotional stuff. Like people have literally, some of the songs I sent them, like I was literally bawling to this, And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So this is what it came up with. So with the like tier 1, you know, whatever, it gives you like a growth strategy, but then it gives you like, you have to build these emergency things.
I love that you're using Brave too. Good stuff. Brave's a great browser.
I learned about that listening to Sean Ryan.
I don't know who Sean Ryan is.
Oh my goodness. So Sean Ryan has like a really big podcast. He's a prior Navy SEAL, prior CIA guy.
Yeah, that makes sense for this. It's a very private browser.
But he had the guy who owns the
Perplexity?
No, not the AI company, the
Oh.
big defense contractor company.
Palantir?
Palantir. He
Mm.
had the founder of Palantir on, and they were talking about this, and he was like, I only use Brave.
Yeah, same.
I'm glad that see, I be listening, dog.
yeah,
So
yeah.
so I only
Good
that's
stuff.
why when you were like, you got to use Chrome, I was like,
Yeah. Well, I use Chrome for my dev stuff, but then it says like separate.
Yeah. So this is what comes with this. This is like the growth strategy that it built for you, right? So it tells you like current followers, and this is just like it's a more like visually appealing way to give information to a client, right? Instead of handing you like a PDF. There's still a lot of information though, but like weaknesses, here's your opportunities, like AI venture studio market is heating up.
All caps.
Let's
go.
Here's like kind of your growth plan as far as like for 6 months, like how we can potentially get you to 1,000 followers.
Yeah. So this is centered around social media, it looks like. Or is it?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's centered around social media, right? And so, I don't know. I think this is the first time I've ever actually seen it
do a monetization
one.
Okay. Is it monetization for how you could monetize like our relationship, or is it one for like how I should be monetizing?
It's how you.
It's a deal flow.
It's how you can monetize.
Deal flow. Okay. Yeah.
So your content builds your authority, creates deals for you, builds your portfolio, and then you return. So 2 billion plus compound value creation.
What did it say?
It says 2 BN, which I'm guessing is 2 billion plus.
Yeah. That sounds good. I'll take a few of those.
And then then it has like next steps, which is like, all right, now you need to look at your emergency fixes. And this is like, hey, like this is like get your life together shit.
What was the other one? What was the emergency fixes?
This is it. It's like you like, hey, your LinkedIn page.
Yeah, not launched.
Dormant. You don't have a Twitter.
Your
YouTube page not launched. Quick wins. Hey, if you just do these quick kind of things, cool. You need to write your bios. Hashtag strategy, which is honestly kind of doesn't really matter as much these days. A potential posting schedule for you and what you could be posting, and then kind of a breakdown of like content formats.
Cool. We got one question before we wrap up.
My mom said, really quick question. I take out names when I'm using this but is there any way to use ChatGPT and not do that so it's easier and to protect the privacy?
Unfortunately, well, there is a way to do it, but it's not going to be easy to do it. That's where you would use like local LLMs. And so you can actually take some models that are open source and bring them onto your own computer. They never touch the cloud. They never go to somebody else's server. That's getting easier and easier to install and set up, but it's not super easy right now. And you kind of have to have a bit of a setup for that. Until that becomes easier, there's not really a way to do that because everything goes to the cloud, right? And touches their servers. And it's kind of strange because like, okay, so you're using Google or whatever, and like, so Google has access to all of those things. But I think the difference between this is that like LLMs are training on a lot of this data, that's coming through. So you try to be a little bit more careful there. And I do. Yeah, they actually say like OpenAI and those others are probably like listening to like their top users and like I'm in the top like 1% of the users. I've been on there. It's just 0.01%.
Yeah, you're 0.01%.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I'm in the top 1%.
Are you?
Yeah.
I got you on there pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you top 1% of being on there, or top 1% of usage.
Top 1% of usage.
Messages. Yeah. It's just good. I mean, I feel like that's a good thing to be. You want to be like,
I know you. I was like, yeah. And then you sent me yours, and I was like, God.
Yeah. That doesn't even take into account like for a while I was working, for a company and was not using my own account. So I was using like their stuff.
Account.
So it's I've done a lot more than even what it's telling me. But there's not really a way to kind of protect that privacy yet right now, other than removing that sensitive information, unless you're running something like locally.
In which case that's just like a whole ordeal.
It's just kind of a little bit more of an ordeal right now, but I would say probably give it a couple of months and that should be
right. They'll probably be selling it on freaking computers.
Well, just like how easy it is for you to install like Claude right now, it'll be as easy for you to just install those. It kind of is, but then there's like a setup to get those things to work together. So
for sure.
Memory turned off and learning turned off. That's good. I would memory turned on is actually I would recommend memory on. I would turn them learning from you off for sure. So that's where we can go in and we can like pull up something and ask a question, and it has like more context about that stuff. So it's not just like fresh rip every single time.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Thanks, guys. Man, we're learning and we're doing it. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's like, I think that's exactly what we wanted this session to be, was like people commenting and asking questions. So we appreciate you guys showing up, following the link that we sent y'all. We don't have a schedule for this yet.
We'll figure out the next one.
But we will be a lot more, and by we I mean I will be a lot more diligent about scheduling it so that you guys can plan to be here. So you'll see it on social medias, and you'll see us start to really kind of ramp this up.
Yeah, cool.
But other than that,
thanks for hanging.
Appreciate y'all. JC, big man.
Take us out, buddy.
Take us out.